Let's begin. Let me take you to the United Kingdom and the organ harvesting saga involving the former Deputy Senate President, Ekweremadu, in the United Kingdom. The Apex Igbo Sociocultural Organization, Ohanaeze N'digbo, has asked the federal government to intervene in the legal battle involving Ekweremadu, who is facing trial over alleged organ harvesting in the United Kingdom. According to the organization, Ekweremadu has served Nigeria in various capacities and was decorated with the national honor of the Commander of the Federal Republic, that is CFR. Hence, it urged President Muhammadu Buhari and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyeama, to use diplomatic channels to ensure that the case is transferred to Nigeria. Is this possible?
Well, when it comes to the issue of diplomacy, nothing is impossible. Because you and I know that there are occasions when they do prisoner swap between countries. Though we have not got to that level yet. I think this is premature, basically, this call. Because I thought that this would come at the point when the trial itself must have started or reached a stage where it is obvious that there's need for intervention. Right now, he's still presumed to be innocent until pronounced guilty. And I think they should let the law take its natural course in a foreign country until we get to where we are going. Like I said, what they're asking for is something you usually get when the trial was already on, or when they are looking at the direction where the thing is likely to dovetail into. But to now start making this call at this point, when there's not been convicted of anything, to me is putting the horse before the cart.
Ekweremadu in London, a lot of people tell you that it's a criminal case that is facing in London that has nothing to do with the federal government of Nigeria. He went to London as an individual. He did not go to London as a commander of the Federal Republic or as a deputy senate president. He went there to, in search for something better for his child.
Well, I think, like Gani said, I think there's something that we have to understand in this country, and that is that there are countries with processes of law. And there are also countries that respect their own institution, that no matter who is concerned, you must go through the normal channel. We also have to know that, like you said, the man traveled out of Nigeria as a private citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The offense for which he's being tried, though it's not yet guilty, was committed inside London, not in Nigeria. If he had committed that thing in Nigeria and Nigeria government is asking for extradition, it's another thing that people can come there. Because Ohaneze, they are trying to say that they should use political means to solve that particular thing. But we also have to know that there's a limit to which impunity can reign in any organized setup. Whether you like it or not, Britain, US, all these countries, they have their own modus operandi. They have their own law, and they have their own processes. And I think we should allow that processes to take its natural course. It is also a signal that no matter who is involved in Nigeria, all our public officials should learn to play by the rule of the game at any point in time, because you may be on the wrong side of the law, no matter who you are at any point in time. So it is better to be on the right side of the law. And this question, yes, it's still being tried. It's not a question of innocence. There's a lot of things that is involved. And I'm also surprised that, because about 3 weeks ago, I think the members of the Senate also went there on solidarity. So I think all these things, we are dealing with countries that are organized, like I said, that have processes, that have strong institutions, that they have a way of doing their things. I don't know what Ohaneze is saying. Maybe they are asking the federal government to ask British government to waive that thing. I don't know whether it is plausible or it's logical within this context. The thing was committed inside UK, not in Nigeria.
Uche is calling us from Abeokuta. Thank you for joining us, Uche.
Well, good evening.
Good evening, Uche.
Hello, good evening, the panelists.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Uche calling from Abeokuta.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, when the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation is saying that the federal government will not intervene, I'm not a fan of Ekweremadu, but I don't think that what he said is right. You recall that when a woman called Zainab, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was caught with cocaine in Dubai, the federal government intervened. This is a woman that's carrying cocaine And the federal government
She
intervened.
was alleged to.
When
She was alleged.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
The federal government intervened when Dajima Goje was having a case with EFCC. Malami came and did what we call knowledge prosecute. So the federal government should not come here and tell us that they cannot intervene. I'm not a fan of Ekweremadu. Because if Ekweremadu had done the right thing, and the hospitals are here in Nigeria, he wouldn't have gone to London to face this act now. It's because the hospitals in Nigeria are not working. And he is a deputy senate president for 12 years. They did not consider doing anything in the hospital.
Thank you, Uche.
No legislation of
Thank you for your contribution.
What would be the point of law that the federal government will be
intervening for?
Because you have to understand the dynamics of what's going on. Organ harvesting is a crime in the UK. And they have their laws and their processes. The best government could do is to tell the UK government to be fair. That they make sure they get the best legal representations available to which they can intervene. But to intervene in the process itself is not the best thing to do. Because you are telling them that there are some people bigger than the laws of countries where they decided to commit these offenses. It's like what is happening in Madagascar, or all these, what do you call it, sorry, all Malaysian countries, all these people that have laws against drugs. It's like asking the government to intervene because somebody was caught carrying drugs.
But what they are asking now is that the Ohaneze is saying that they should use diplomatic channel to ensure that the case is transferred.
The case cannot be transferred there because the case, the offense was not committed.
It was not committed in Nigeria now.
You cannot transfer a case that is done in Lagos to Borno simply because both the victim and the something are indigenous Borno states. The laws of Lagos applied to that case will be applied. It's common sense in law. So whatever will happen, the government will come at the point when it was obvious that it's been found guilty and they now want to use the product means. But as of this point, it's not necessary. Right now, let the law take its course. After that, the government can now intervene when it comes to other things that they want to do after the case either been established or dismissed. Because for as long as I know, nobody has said that the former deputy senate president is guilty.
He's guilty, yes.
It's an allegation.
There are processes.
And nobody will not see his day in court until October. So asking them to, it's like Ohaneze is telling us that the man is guilty as charged, and they want him to bring the case here to Nigeria. It's not done. The best thing for Mr. Ekweremadu now is to go through the process and clear his name, which may likely also be an outcome. Because, like I said, he's not being convicted of any crime as of today. So what are they intervening in?
Okay, I have Adeni from Bariga, Lagos.
Good afternoon.
Yes, go ahead, Adeni.
It's true that Nigeria is learning a lot of lessons from the external places. I look at the situation whereby if this were to... Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead, please.
If this were to be a situation here within Nigeria, will we or the public have known about this case? What will have been the case of the person who was taken out all the way from here to UK? In most cases, the case will have been killed, died down, and even the life of that young man will have even been at risk in view of the little I know about the Nigerian situation. But here it's happening externally, and in the government of UK, to the extent that I know, they don't compromise. You can see what happens to Boris Johnson. When you do anything wrong in those kind of places, you don't have any basis to say, this is who I am. You face the music. So, intervening or not intervening, let him face the music, and if he is not guilty, the system will treat it accordingly. But they putting sentiment into it, and they should intervene, they should not intervene. This is not Nigeria.
Thank
and
you.
That boy's interest should also be protected.
Thank you. And at the end of the day, a lot of people will look at it and look at the time. The next adjournment, I think, is for October. or so.
October.
And the wife has been released, maybe to be
On
able
bail.
to cater for the daughter. And if you had just settled for something like that here, I don't know, maybe it would be as complicated as that.
Well, I
because
think,
I'm aware that they do
I think
transplants.
the lesson from this thing is that every public officer, either from the level of local government to the president, should do your best in your position to provide the available resources to do that particular thing. Let me give you an example. Year 2013, I went to Lut for eye surgery. I took 7 hours for both eyes. So I did not tell them my identity. I just enrolled through my consultant. So at the end of the day, when they finished the surgery around 4 o'clock, we blinded my eyes, 7 o'clock. The following day, they opened it, and one young lady doctor came on ward round, and he said, he asked me a lot of questions, which I answered honestly. So I now put it on Facebook. I was impressed by their performance. Lagos University Teaching Hospital. A lot of people started calling me that, today what do you want there? Why did you go there? Why must you kill yourself? I said, who told you that? I went through that particular experience, and I put it on my Facebook that I commended the staff of that hospital. And later on, one of the professors told me that a former deputy governor, they have to operate the daughter, but that what they needed was an incubating machine. And the woman said they should fly out of the country, and they told her that they can get in Nigeria. There and then the woman bought 7 incubating machines for that particular hospital. Yeah. So if our public officers are made to patronize local hospitals, they will know the problem. Same thing with local businesses, universities, and higher institutions. So there's no point doing it. You see, because whatever goes around comes around. So our public officials should learn to be responsible at any position they find themselves.
Because you don't know when you come back to bite you.
To bite you.